Utilizing their most dominant cognitive function, introverted intuition, the INFJ personality type is used to following their instinctive hunches and inner callings. While this usually comes as second nature to this innately intuitive type, it's only when they stop doubting this inner guidance system that they unleash their true power of predicting future outcomes. So, what are these instincts they must stop doubting? Welcome or welcome back, psychos. Before we get into it, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as well as to click the post notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it. Starting with number 1. Their instinct that tells them when someone's mind has changed. Through their deep understanding of human behavior in conjunction with their instinctual hunches, INFJs tend to not take the words and actions of other people so seriously. Though they may be considered naive at times, mostly due to their empathetic approach to relationships, it takes a lot of assessing for the INFJ to make any sort of conclusion on another's expressed thoughts and the true intentions behind one's actions. With introverted intuition as their dominant function, it's almost as if the INFJ is 10 steps ahead of everyone in the sense of feelings and emotions. They subconsciously rely on their intuition to, for example, sense when their partner is no longer fully invested in the relationship, far before their partner has even come to terms with their own feelings. Since energies are easier to read for an INFJ, even the slightest shift can convince them that something's up. Whether they use that insight to negotiate the situation or choose to protect themselves by fleeing before things get worse is dependent on many factors. Number 2. Their instinct that something just isn't right. It isn't uncommon for the INFJ to be met with inner feelings about certain situations that they can't quite explain until the situation is said and done. While their instinctive comprehension usually proves itself to be right, in the moment it can be extremely confusing and even off-putting for the INFJ type to navigate. This instinctive knowing becomes all the more challenging when it's combined with feelings of anxiousness rooted in an understanding that something isn't right. While some personality types that are led primarily with logic and thinking, cognitive functions require a great amount of detail and rationalism in order to see if something isn't going right. While some personality types that are led primarily with logic and thinking, cognitive functions require a great amount of detail and rationalism in order to see if something isn't going right, the INFJ instantly feels a sense of uncertainty when something seems fishy. Whether it be a friend's toxic relationship, a sketchy boss, or even an environment that isn't what it seems to be. The INFJ personality type doesn't need details, logic, or convincing to see right through the toxicity they feel. Unfortunately, the INFJ usually learns to keep these inner knowings to themselves and allow them to play out naturally, rather than interfere due to being misunderstood one too many times. Number 3. Their instinctual out-of-the-blue revelations. With a habit, or rather the necessity for the INFJ to spend hours on end in their vast and complex inner worlds, it's fair to say they don't mind ruminating on certain curiosities until they get the answer they're looking for. Whether their cycling thoughts are rooted in philosophical questioning, certain obstacles of those they care for, ponderings of what their next step in life should be, or simply problem-solving an issue at hand, the INFJ type often finds the most revealing answers by simply relying on their intuition. However, the process isn't as simple as it seems. Since so much of this intuitive processing happens subconsciously, INFJs rarely get their answers by sitting and thinking on the spot, but rather, their deeply introspective views and thought processes ultimately feed their subconscious the exact information it needs. Therefore, resulting in a clear answer when they least expect it, partnered with an unshakable feeling that gives them no choice but to follow that advice of their deep knowing, putting their curiosity to rest. These are the insights that give the INFJ their notorious psychic-like powers, yet in reality, there's a lot more that goes into the process than the INFJ themselves may assume. Number 4. Their instinct to see through social concepts and constructs. Another valuable yet challenging instinct the INFJ subconsciously relies on in their day-to-day lives is their ability to see right through seemingly solid societal beliefs. INFJs are always finding a deeper meaning or alternative motive behind structures and concepts. Whether it's religious stories they've been told as children, or a new rule laid out by the government, the INFJ type approaches suspicious concepts with a skeptical until proven solid attitude. When the instinct that something isn't quite right appears, the INFJ requires time to assess at every angle before proceeding with caution. When it comes to societal rules and regulation in particular, they will never take anything for face value or blindly conform to anything before checking in with their intuition. This is a big reason why INFJ take things like spirituality, education, and earning a living into their own hands, because they can clearly see the inconsistencies in the societal structures that have been given to humanity. Number 5. Their instinct to sense when someone needs help. Born with a natural empathy, the INFJ personality type not only has the keen ability and cognitive function to sense the feelings of others. While it's not always seen as a gift to the challenging obstacles this ability entails, INFJs are able to see right through the emotional fronts people hide behind in their daily lives. They can sense when even the most convincingly chipper person is suffering deep down inside, and they can also sense when someone is using falsely led emotions as a manipulative tactic. Although they may not even notice it on a conscious level, this intuitive personality type uses their extroverted feeling function to aid their introverted intuition in order to read others' intentions and struggles in hopes of providing help in some way. However, one of the main hurdles all INFJs must cross in relation to this ability is to trust it beyond their benefit of the doubt. In the end, it can be easy for the INFJ to doubt their ability to help others, while on the other end, they may ignore the obvious red flags and help someone who is only looking to take advantage of the INFJ's kindness. Without using their intuition as a guide, some INFJs have trouble deciphering between these two energies. Number 6. Their instinct to know when someone aligns with them. If there's one thing the INFJ type is known for struggling with in most stages of life, it's a question of whether or not they're where they're meant to be. They're continually questioning if their career, relationship, or direction in life is aligned with their greater purpose, without stopping to think that maybe their intuition has guided them every step of the way. In fact, even when the INFJ doesn't exactly know what their purpose is, there's always a little voice in the back of their minds aiding them in the proper direction. While most personality types use the opportunities that the world gives them to navigate where life will take them, INFJs won't settle for an opportunity just because it seems like a good move from the outside. This intuitive personality type will rely on their inner knowing to confirm if the opportunity feels right. And if something feels off, no amount of money, love, or opinions can hold them back from taking another route. They may make life decisions that seem absurd to the average person, but an INFJ's intuition takes the final say no matter what. And lastly, number 7. Their instincts that are last minute and unexplainable. Not all INFJ instincts that come as a result of their introverted intuition are easy to categorize. In fact, most of what the INFJ experiences as a result of this unique primary function are considered unexplainable, and therefore often don't come with much thought. Since this ability is so second nature to this intuitive type, their subconscious relies on countless hunches every day that allow the INFJ to balance things as seamlessly as they do. Despite being known as organized and perfectionistic, their intuition plays a major role in keeping things in order. Whether it's the nudge to take a different route to work, only to find out their normal route was backed up, or the intuitive hunch to put off starting a work project only to find out it's no longer necessary to complete. It may be hard to believe, but most of the INFJ's apparent coincidences that happen in their daily lives are usually their intuition in motion. Well, psychos, that's it for today. So, what is the most difficult instinct for you to fully trust as an INFJ personality type? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a video.